So the US and its mates have to get the Viking Raiding Party together. They aim to stop China's continued development and pillage the village. And to sally forth into this primitive act of destructiveness like Dark Age berserkers, they have to get I'm sorry, I do see Trump and the rest like with these shields, banging on their shields at these Nuremberg rally type things. But they have to get the taxpayers on board, as has been pointed out by various think tanks such as SimSec. I remember them saying that about 5 years ago. I'm thinking, oh my God, this is what they're going to be doing to brainwash the electorate, the American people. And that's exactly what they've been focusing on, because this is exactly what they're good at. And remember, it is America's Madison Avenue that established an army of psychologists and media in the advertising industry. And they're all expert at mass manipulation to persuade you to buy stuff you never knew you needed, or that new war that will look great hanging up in the closet next to the Armani. So we've seen this raft of laws targeting China, such as the American Competes Act of 2022. Instead of cooperating with China on stabilizing the world and combating climate change while we still have a chance, Biden failed to reverse Trump's aggression towards the country they decided to target as a rival. Biden doubled down and brought in his own China hate bounty, the state-funded character assassination project that started at $500 million and now it's budgeted at $1.6 billion, just to monster the rising superpower. So we have to remember that China was the stabilizing factor of the past 2.5 decades. And of course, this is just being covered up all the time. We're being gaslighted terribly about this. So while the US was on the rampage against the Patriot Act of 2001, resulting in the deaths of millions of Muslims, China was lifting 800 million of its own people out of poverty and creating this huge middle class with a stake in the world. It's a middle class almost twice the size of the population of the US. And we know it's never had a war or fired a shot in anger in 40 years. So how did they keep inflation so low at the beginning of the 21st century when there was stability? It really felt like, at least, apart from a few hotspots, the usual hotspots, Palestine, unfortunately, being one, there did seem to be relative stability in the world after America seemed to be satisfied with their bloodletting, the Patriot Act bloodletting.